Last weekend, I woke up and felt something I think many of us feel from time to time. Nothing was wrong. Nobody had upset me. I wasn't having a bad day, but I looked outside and I knew one thing. I didn't want to spend another weekend sitting at home. So I packed a few things, started my motorcycle, and headed toward a small medieval town in Poland. I didn't go there to see a castle. I didn't go there because it was famous. I went there because I needed to get away. Or at least that's what I thought. Have you ever had that feeling? You wake up one morning and suddenly your own life feels too familiar? Not bad, just predictable. The same streets, same conversations, same routine, the same week, repeating itself over and over again. It's a strange feeling because from the outside your life might actually be good, but inside something keeps whispering, there has to be more than this. I rode through small villages, past fields, old churches, and narrow country roads. I realized something. The motorcycle wasn't really taking me to another place. It was taking me away from noise, away from routine, away from constant feeling that I had to be somewhere or do something. For the first time in a long time, my only job was to ride. I think that's one of the reasons I love motorcycles so much. When you're riding, you can't really think about yesterday. You can't worry too much about tomorrow. You have to pay attention to the road, to the next corner, to the wind, to the sound of the engine. For a little while, your mind finally becomes quiet. And that's becoming rare these days. When I finally arrived, I parked my motorcycle, took off my helmet, and started walking through the town. Nothing extraordinary was happening. People were having coffee, families were walking, children were playing. Life was simply life. And maybe that's exactly how I enjoyed it. There was nothing I had to prove, nothing I had to buy, nothing I had to achieve. Just one quiet afternoon in a place I'd never been before. As I walked around the castle, I caught myself smiling. Not because of the castle, not because of the trip, because I suddenly realized how little it actually takes to feel alive again. Sometimes we think we need to change our whole life, move to another country, quit our jobs, buy something new, start over. But maybe what we really need is simply to interrupt the routine that's been quietly shrinking our world. For years, I thought the answer to feeling stuck was making bigger changes. And to be fair, sometimes it is. I've changed countries, I've changed careers, I've started over more than once, but I've also learned something. Changing your address doesn't automatically change your life. Sometimes the biggest journey you'll ever take is only 100 kilometers from your home. Because the real destination isn't the place, it's the perspective you come back with. As the afternoon slowly came to an end, I sat down with a coffee and watched people walk through the town square. Some were tourists, some were probably just coming home from work, and it made me think about something. Maybe we spent too much time of our lives waiting for the big moments, the big vacation, the new job, the retirement we've been dreaming about for years. the perfect relationship, the perfect time to finally start living. But life doesn't really work that way. Life happens in ordinary moments. A quiet coffee, a road you've never driven before, a conversation with a stranger, a weekend that almost didn't happen because you were thinking about staying home. I've learned something over the years. Every time I forced myself to step outside my routine, something changed. Sometimes it was something small. Sometimes it completely changed direction of my life. The interesting part is I never knew which one it would be before I left. That's the beauty of movement. You don't always find what you're looking for. Sometimes you find something you didn't even know you needed. When I started riding back to Warsaw, I realized I wasn't coming home with answers. I wasn't coming home as a different person. My problems were still there. My responsibilities were still waiting for me. Monday morning was still coming, but somehow I felt lighter. Not because my life changed, because I had. Even if only a little. Sometimes that's enough. I think many of us believe we need to escape our lives. I felt that too, but maybe that's not really what we're looking for. Maybe we're simply looking for a reminder that we're still alive, that we're still curious, that we're still capable of feeling something new. Sometimes one different road is enough to remind you of that. People often ask me why I ride my motorcycle so much. Is it about the motorcycle? Not really. The motorcycle is just an excuse. The real reason is much simpler. When I'm riding, I'm present. I'm not thinking about emails. I'm not thinking about business. I'm not thinking about yesterday or tomorrow. I'm just there. And in today's world, that's becoming rare feeling. I've also realized something else. You don't have to travel across the world to reset your mind. Sometimes the place is almost irrelevant. It's the decision to leave your routine behind, even for a few hours, to stop living on autopilot, to notice the road, the trees, the old buildings, the people sitting outside having coffee, things you've probably driven past 100 times without ever really seeing them. I think that's what happened to me on this trip. I thought I was escaping, but I wasn't. I was reconnecting with myself, with silence, with curiosity, with that feeling that there's so much left to experience. People sometimes ask me, did moving back to Poland solve everything? No, of course not. No country can do that. No city can do that. No castle can do that. Real change doesn't happen because you change your location. It happens because somewhere along the way you change your perspective. And sometimes all it takes to begin changing your perspective is saying yes to one small adventure. Today, I still work, I still have responsibilities, I still have difficult days, but I don't wait for happiness to arrive someday in the future. I look for it in ordinary moments: a morning coffee, a ride through the village I've never seen before, a conversation with someone I've just met, watching the sunset on the way home. Those moments don't solve my problems, but they remind me that life is so much bigger than the problems I'm thinking about. If there's one thing this trip reminded me of, it's this. Sometimes we think we need to escape our lives, but maybe we really need to start paying attention to the life we're already living, because the next unforgettable moment might be waiting just one road away. I'll see you in the next video.